The floor to Ghana.
Thank you, Madam President. I have the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the A3, namely Gabon, Kenya, and my country, Ghana. I thank SRSG Volker Perthes for his briefing and welcome the participation of the representative of Sudan in this meeting. Madam President, even as we meet, Sudan continues to experience significant economic, security, and political challenges. However, we welcome the signing on December 5th of the political framework agreement between civilian political forces and the military institution, an important first step to returning the country back to the democratic transition process. We commend the political progress being made in light of the ongoing dialogue between the various political stakeholders in Sudan. The Sudanese people have shown resilience, and we believe that with the support of this Council, through UNITAMS, as well as the leadership of AU, IGAD, and the assistance of the international community, they would overcome the present political, economic, security, and humanitarian challenges. Madam President, based on the content of the SG's report, the A3 would like to focus on our statement on the following four issues: political, security, economic situation, and UNITAMS mandate. On the political situation, the A3 notes with appreciation the progress that has been made so far in the drafting of a new constitution spearheaded by the Sudanese Bar Association. We commend the inclusive manner in which the draft was developed by a committee composed of various political party groupings, civil society organizations, and prominent academics, and has been signed up by the Forces for Freedom and Change Central Committee, the Democratic Unionist Party Original, the Popular Congress Party, and Ansar al-Sunnah, as well as a range of civil society organizations, women's groups, and professional associations. We commend the trilateral mechanism consisting of the United Nations, the AU, and the IGAD for its continued efforts in supporting the Sudanese stakeholders in fostering a political dialogue leading to the signing of the political framework agreement. The A3 appeals to the signatories to continue with their efforts to broaden the support base, particularly working with non-signatories to build consensus and address the remaining issues. We further urge the Sudanese authorities, who have a fundamental responsibility of creating an environment conducive to viable, inclusive political dialogue, to embrace the progress made by releasing all political detainees as a critical confidence-building measure in this regard. On the security front, Madam President, the A3 remains deeply concerned that despite the signing on 3rd August of a cessation of hostilities agreement, there has been a recurrent outbreak of intercommunal violence in Darfur, leading to general insecurity, as well as the intercommunal clashes, armed conflicts, and criminality in the Blue Nile state. These clashes could undermine the ongoing political dialogue and peace efforts. The A3 is gravely concerned about the recurrent and deliberate destruction of farms during the rainy season, which worsens the already dire economic situation in Sudan. We call on the government of Sudan to investigate these incidences of insecurity and criminal activities and bring the perpetrators to book. While we welcome the steps taken by the government of Sudan to respond to the situation, more efforts are needed, including expeditious implementation of the National Plan for the Protection of Civilians, and call on all parties to remain faithful to their commitments, including the implementation of the Juba Peace Agreement. Madam President, the A3 notes with concern the dire economic situation in Sudan and the global food crisis that has pushed the prices of staples out of reach for many already vulnerable Sudanese. As noted in the SG's report, the prices of sorghum and millet rose by 10 to 35% in August, reaching new record highs, and the 22 harvested area and yields are likely to be affected due to climate change, as Sudan has witnessed early season rains resulting in localized losses due to floods and soaring prices of agricultural inputs, including fuel. The A3 continues to join the appeal by the Secretary General for exceptional modalities to support vulnerable communities and protect human and social capital through continued international assistance for Sudan to alleviate the sufferings of the vulnerable, particularly women and children. The A3 wishes to draw attention to the fact that Sudan continues to receive new refugees from neighboring countries, and that compounds the current socioeconomic challenges being experienced by Sudan. The A3 again urges the international donor community and international financial institutions to reconsider the temporary suspension of aid to Sudan and continue their support programs and projects to sustain the lives and livelihoods of the civilian population. We commend the efforts of international humanitarian donors who continue to extend vital assistance to the people of Sudan. Madam President, the role of UNITAMS in supporting the democratic transition process and creating conditions for advancing socioeconomic development in Sudan cannot be underestimated. We take note of the achievements of UNITAMS highlighted in Part 3 of the SG's report and pledge our support to the mission in implementing the 4 objectives. We take note with appreciation of the continued efforts of engagement between UNITAMS and the Sudanese authorities, as well as other stakeholders, with a view to facilitating the expeditious implementation of the identified plans and programs. We also reiterate that all programs and initiatives be determined based on the needs and priorities identified by Sudan. In conclusion, the A3 reaffirms its solidarity with the people of Sudan and calls for a Sudanese-led solution to the political impasse to achieve sustainable peace, security, and greater economic development. The A3 also supports the press statement submitted by the UK in respect of the signing of the Sudan Political Framework Agreement on Monday, 5th December 2022. I thank you.